Hello, hello. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Looks like we are live. Hello, my name is Chris Legaspi, and today I'm going to continue with the head drawing challenge. And, oh, 1 second here. Okay, there you go. Today um, is going to be day 10 of my head drawing challenge for the month of October. And today I'm going to continue with some skull studies. So I'm going to spend a week doing anatomy. In the first 7 days of this challenge, I did a series of timed poses. So you can see all of the replays on my YouTube channel there. They'll be automatically archived for you. And I'm going to leave the the official head drawing challenge open for a few more days. So if you want to take the challenge and qualify for some prizes, you can read more about it at drawwoodchris.com/head drawing challenge. And I have 3 structured challenges that if you complete, meaning you draw every day for 31 days in a row, and you make a Facebook post every day, 31 days in a row, you will complete the challenge and qualify for some prizes. You can read more about that there. And if you want some lessons and resources on head drawing, I've created a head drawing quick start mini course. So this is a 7-day course that gets sent directly to you by email. You'll get a new lesson every day for 7 days, and includes videos and handouts and references as well. So you can sign up for that at drawwoodchris.com/head drawing challenge. And let me give a quick shout out to our Facebook group here. We have a really active group doing a lot of beautiful work. This is Chin2 doing, damn, that's a beautiful Diego Velasquez. Look at the beautiful shadow hatching, the edge control, very nice. So shout out to Mr. Chin. Wow. This is Bart doing a skull study, so that he's got an actual skull to work with. That's great. Man, and he's putting it on a little tripod there. So really nice work, Bart. It's always helpful to have a three-dimensional thing that you can touch and you can hold. Wow, doing anatomy. Oh, forgive me, I can't read your name, but it's a wonderful anatomy study. Jerry here. Day 9 for Jerry's. Looks like some time poses. Really nice work. And Aneka. Oh, Aneka does some beautiful anatomy. Look at that. That looks like the Goldfinger head, if I'm not wrong. This is fantastic. I believe it is the Goldfinger head. So this is how you really learn. In fact, I'm going to do Goldfinger head after I do the skull. So really beautiful work, really inspirational. So thank you for all the wonderful posts. Sorry I can't reply to everyone, but I do see all of your posts. I really appreciate it. So let's get started today. So if you're watching for the first time, if you're new to me, comment below. Let me know, where are you located? Where are you watching from? I am currently in Thailand at the moment. I'm an American. I'm based in Thailand. It's Saturday evening for me. So I appreciate you joining me live here. Sorry I had to reschedule a little bit, but quite a long day today. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to draw the frontal bone, and I actually have an app too. This reference up here, um, the top reference comes from the New Masters Academy skull. And oh, you guys can't see it on camera. See that? Oops, I have an app, and this app on my phone has. I wish I would have used this yesterday. I was having trouble finding the facial mask, but this is just a killer app and it's free for iPhone. So I'm going to use this a lot too. Maybe I just put that there. Might be interesting. Yeah, look at that. I'm a real anatomy student. Isn't that great? So I'm going to draw from my reference here. And we're going to draw the frontal bone, because my goal for this is to learn the skull, but I just want to know more about the eye socket, really, the bones around the eye. And luckily, I don't have to draw any teeth today. Yesterday, I draw some teeth. It took quite a bit of time. So if you just joined us, I'm doing a anatomy study. So as part of my head drawing challenge for this month of October, I'm doing a week of anatomy. Anatomy is one of the structured challenges you can do. Just a way to improve your head drawing by expanding your knowledge. So in order for us to know, to draw something well, we have to know it really well. So what better place to start than the skull, the foundation of our face, our head. Okay, I don't have to draw teeth today. And this model, this reference here from New Masters at the top is can be rotated. I just took some screenshots to save the bandwidth. So I want to understand the frontal bone. I believe it starts all the way at the top, at the peak of your skull. It's called the crown, the little crown. And I'm going to use my app here to, so it helps to see it in 3D, so I understand what these cracks look like, what they do. I even have a skull replica. So it's really helpful there. Okay, the teeth don't feel quite right, but it's okay. Let me, I just want to get my bearings a little bit here. Here I have some reference without the lighting, or different lighting, so I can see a little bit what these holes are. I forgot what they're called, but I wanted to become familiar with the brow bone. So the top of your brow bone is your brow bone. It's called the orbital ridge. This part is made up of 3 bones, actually. The bones on the top is your frontal bone, so that's what we're going to be drawing today, or focusing on today. The side is it's called the zygomatic, your cheekbone, and in the front, where it meets your face and touches your nose and your teeth, it's called the maxilla. So it's really, really powerful here, and just trying to get my bearings on my drawing, make sure it looks okay before I move further. Well, I feel pretty good about that. Let me see what other view might be helpful for me. I'd like to get a couple views. That's a nice one. I saw this reference. This is so cool. I think I want to draw this. I don't know if you guys can, make sure you guys can see that. You guys see that bottom ref? That is so cool. Wow, look at that. It's just amazing what you could find with a quick Google search. It's just amazing. When I first started to draw, there was no internet. That's how old I am. So actually a side view would be helpful. Actually a side view would be more helpful than this view down here. This view right here. Let me go ahead and draw the view on my, I'm going to hide this bottom reference. So, yeah, you guys can just see my phone. I think I like this right here. So it makes sense that I just use it for now. I think the skull, the new master's skull, is a little bit more, I don't know if accurate's the right word, but it's a bit more, it's better looking, that's for sure. It's more aesthetically pleasing, so there must be some more accuracy to it. And I know the artist, I believe it was sculpted by the owner of New Masters, Joshua, and he is just a anatomy expert. He's super thorough and detail oriented, so I know he put a lot of care into the anatomy, and he's an artist as well. You know, a lot of the artists that work in the medical field, you know, they're not. I mean, they're artists, but they're not, you know, the academic kind of artist. But anyway, not that it matters. It's just that the Joshua did a good job. His skull is useful and beautiful to look at. So I know zygomatic's not really part of today's lesson, but I'm going to use this opportunity to continue to draw and practice it. It's probably the most important bone on the face, in my opinion. I should probably not draw it so damn close. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that. I'm not running out of paper. Got sick. Just wanted to look cool, I guess. Oh, I got to move my whole skull forward. It's okay. Just more mileage. So I just want to get my bearings. If you just joined us, I'm doing anatomy study as part of my head drawing challenge. I'm doing a week of anatomy studies. Today I'm doing the frontal bone, which is the front bone of your skull. Yesterday I did the maxilla, which is the bone in the front of your face, the bone that makes up your face. Okay. I don't want to draw the teeth. I just need my skull there just to see. Kind of helps me to gauge proportion right now. Oh yeah, I definitely need to go back. I knew it. I felt like my head was a little small, and it was so. Now this model is very clear for sure. It's in the outline, and it's called the suture. So the suture is that little ridge. This little ridge is the border of the plates of your skull. So as you mature, they become fused and hardened. So your skull feels like it's one solid thing, but it's actually made up of little plates. It's just like the earth, I guess, made up of little fused plates. So I love how I can look. See that? That is so cool. This app. So this app is useful for that, but up here it's not that clear. So that means I got to cross-reference. So like I was saying earlier, it's good to have multiple references. See this model, the bump is nice and clear. A little peak on the crown. I wish I had a side view of this one. Well, it's just going to have to do for now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start inking my drawing, just give it some more definition. Is it this one? Okay, I think it's whatever. Cover my hand a little bit. So I'd like to know, besides the frontal bone, what it looks like, how it fits. I'd like to know about that hole. There's a big indentation there, so I'm going to look that up on Wikipedia. I'm curious if any muscle attaches there. Okay, I don't want to get caught up in the teeth again. It's just kind of fun to draw. I complain about the teeth, but man, they're a little bit fun to draw, I gotta admit. Let me at least get there's a hole there too, the maxilla and the so let me find the frontal bone again. So actually it goes over like this, peaks at the crown, and has this very cracked, natural looking line. Looks like a fault line of a where plates of the earth kind of meet. It's just amazing how the human body is just engineered and mirrors so many things. Nature mirrors itself. It's just unbelievably fascinating. Yeah, I always enjoy anatomy studies. I know a lot of students don't look forward to them, and I don't blame you. It's difficult, but it just makes me appreciate the human body that much more. And besides being like a cool looking decorative thing, the skull is just cool looking by itself. But functionally, it's incredible what it does and how it relates to the other forms in this seemingly intelligent way. The way the design is just, it always amazes me. If you, I used to work in video games as a concept artist, so for that job you have to invent um, quite a bit, invent creatures and characters and backgrounds and landscapes and things. So even as a designer, creature designer, I don't know if I could ever come close to the design of the natural things in this world. So it's really beautiful stuff. Okay, so anyway, there's a hole here. I believe it's your ear canal. It is the ear canal. There's a hole there too. I just noticed that. I believe I looked it up yesterday. It's some kind of a. Okay, I'm not gonna do the teeth. I already promised myself that. Teeth have a bit of an overbite to them. The jaw is fascinating too. I mean, it looks so simple, but it actually has some beautiful subtleties and nuances to it. All right, so let's see where I'm at here. I'm going to take my colored pencil. I don't want to use my my Prismacolors. It's hard to get here in Asia. So it's actually, according to this, God, there's a bunch of holes. You guys see that? Man, that is fascinating. What are all these holes? I have to find out. So there's a hole there. See, this model doesn't have these beautiful ridges like the new Masters model does. So that to me is much more interesting. I gotta learn about this. So pretty much what I'm gonna do is just quickly define the frontal bone just so I know where I'm at. And then I'm gonna quickly jump on to Wikipedia there on the Googles and see what I could learn. Learn about this frontal bone. I'm just curious about what these two indentations are, so I'm gonna find out. And this is how I study anatomy. I think it makes it useful and fun. It's like being a medical student. That's what I always tell art students. You got to have that curiosity of a medical student to want to to do these kind of sort of you know this is just so cool. And there's a little ridge in there. So these two models are quite different. So I believe there's a cut here, which is, wow, ethmoid bone. There's a bone inside there. Didn't know that. So this app taught me that. This is, what is this little bone? Lacrimal bone. There's a little bone inside there too. Did you guys know that? That is incredible. I just learned something new. There's a little bone here, lacrimal, right inside your eye socket where your tear duct would be, or right behind it. That is incredible. Learned something new today, boy. Okay, that's zygomatic. Because what I want to know is where this, do I have the right border? It looks like I have the right border, which is underneath there, so it would be in shadow. All right. So let's jump on the Wikipedias real quick, see what the Googles has to say. So if you just joined us, I'm doing anatomy study. I'll probably have to cut the stream off pretty soon. It's part of my head drawing challenge. So frontal bone, let's see what Google's has to say. Frontal bone is a bone in human skull, consists of two portions, vertically oriented squamous part and the horizontally oriented orbital part. Look at that, fantastic. Let's see what these little bumps are. These two holes, I am so curious. Okay, this hole is called supraorbital foramen. Foramen, that's the word. Supraorbital foramen. I believe foramen means hole. Supra orbital foramen. What does that do? Here's a little medical diagram. Squamous. Squamous means front, I'm assuming. Supraorbital margin. This is useful. It's a little small. Okay, I can view that big. Let's see this real quick. All right, so supraorbital margin. What is that? I guess that's the ridge. Supraorbital margin. Supraorbital foramen, the notch. What is a supraorbital foramen? Frontal nasal suture. So a suture means cut. So this cut is a suture. Frontonasal suture. Glabella. What the heck is a glabella? Man, this is incredible. I am just... Let's look at supraorbital foramen. I got to know supra orbital foramen. I gotta know what this is. What is the supraorbital foramen according to Wikipedia? Supraorbital foramen is a bony, elongated opening located above the orbit, eye socket, and under the forehead. The supraorbital foramen lies directly under the eyebrow. Sometimes this foramen is is incomplete and is then known as the supraorbital notch. Interesting. Okay, so the notch is that little crack underneath. Can't really see it in my drawing, but can't see it in this 3D model either, so that's not going to help. Supraorbital foramen below the supraorbital is or notch. Supraorbital foramen or notch for the supraorbital nerve and vessels. So it's where nerves and vessels, supraorbital nerve and vessels. So that little hole, nerves come out of there. Supraorbital foramen. So nerves come out of there. That's cool. That's helpful. Let's see if we can get some. I'm just so curious. I know this is how excited I get when I do these things. Look at that, supraorbital ridge, supraorbital foramen, okay. Look at this image. It's like a hole. What does this say? Typographic relationship, so that shows some nerves coming out of there. Okay, well, it looks like this research will take quite some time, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that, but so it's pretty much all. I'm going to stop here. Let me get my pencil again. I'm going to stop here. Just wanted to quickly, that knowledge does help. It helps me to know that for sure that little bit of knowledge will help me expand my knowledge base in terms of factual, but as an artist, oh, there's the hole. I'm pretty much sure the eye muscles don't attach to there. Could be wrong. So that helps a lot knowing that. Because for a while I thought it was where eye muscles attach. That's what I assumed. Let me get a colored pencil here. Here's one, yeah. Indigo blue. And this bone is called parietal bone. So the frontal bone meets the parietal bone. Right here. It's called the parietal bone. This bone is the sphenoid. I thought this was all temporal bone, but it's not. This is the temporal bone. So that's the sphenoid. Really fascinating stuff. And then, of course, this is the zygomatic right here. The zygomatic. And here. So it does touch the maxilla right about there. It does. I just wasn't sure. So it meets the maxilla. It meets these smaller bones. I forgot their names already. That's why you have to review anatomy quite a bit. It's just it's a lot to take in. So don't discourage if you you forget your anatomy. It's okay. But I think that's all for today, guys. I'm gonna jump off here. Don't want to stream too long today, so I'll quickly jump in the chat room. Hopefully the stream didn't die. Oh, okay, the stream didn't die. Thank God. So I'll put this here, and let me check out some of your questions. I really appreciate you guys joining me live today. Name written in Arabic, I believe. Hello. Raise the volume. Is my volume low? Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. How's that? How's that? Raise the volume. Please give some about the drawing. Sorry, I don't understand your question. App, I'll tell you in a second. App. Anchana says, hi Chris, you initially put out a plan 1 through 7. She had a question. You initially put out a plan 5 minute, 10 minute. A lot of us hope it does not disqualify us. No, it was just a structure. You don't, if you're doing the time pose challenge, it's just a structure, it's suggestion. But as long as you draw every day, that's the goal. You draw some kind of head every day, you make a post about it, and you learn about it every day. That's the goal. Another question. How do the skull landmarks follow the general proportions of head drawing? Brow to nose, nose to chin, where eyes. Can you explain finding it difficult to map? How do the skull landmarks follow? Yeah. Well, you can see the nasal bone very clearly in side view. You can see this pretty clearly on most people. Even you can see the brow ridge pretty clearly on most people, the nasal bone to the jawbone. So this, to me, lines up pretty nicely with the tear duct. So that might be helpful. Hope that answers your question. That's a different topic for another day. But in general, the things that are most obvious for me are the nasal bone and the ridge, orbital ridge. So these bones that make up your eye socket. And your cheekbone, obviously, in some people. Chin says, hey Chris, I know a little bit of anatomy, but I didn't find them useful. I apply regular rhythms and planes of the head that you taught at NMA. Yeah, I agree. You don't necessarily need it. Joshua is very humble. He follows me on Instagram. Oh, great. He's a great... Yeah, that's my question too, Chris. I think you mentioned anatomy is for illustration, but if one learns the planes and rhythms properly, can one invent faces? Well, so two great questions. Do you need anatomy? The short answer is no. There's only two people that need anatomy, in my opinion. Number one is for sure teachers. If you want to teach drawing or realistic drawing, absolutely. You're going to have to explain these things and sound like you know what you're talking about. So the teachers. And number two are professional illustrators that need to invent faces. So for example, if you are in, you do comic books or book covers, you have to invent faces quite a bit. Or if you're a concept artist, that helps a lot for sure, concept artist. And movie poster people, I consider myself a realist illustrator, 100%. I have to invent heads every day. So I need to know this so well. So I hope that answers your question. Do you need to know anatomy? No, not really, unless you need to invent heads, unless you need to teach about it. Oh, and the app is called Essential Skeleton 4. The app is called Essential Skeleton 4. I'm trying to type with my right hand. Essential Skeleton 4. So thank you all for the Oh, Mr. Chin asked a interesting question. Chris, were you shy when you were younger? No. Most teachers, most artists are introverts. That is true. Most artists, yes, and most like left-brained occupations, engineers, programmers. In a lot of ways, yeah, art can be like that. So thank you all. Well, Anchana says, even for inventing heads, planes, and yeah, for sure. But again, what it depends on how realistic you need and how much accuracy you need. So if you need the photorealism and you need to, because sometimes if you need realism, you need to light things. When you light things, you need to know what's happening under there, what you're looking at. So it does help. But yeah, I mean, if you don't like anatomy, you don't have to do it. I'm just saying. uh, I think it's worth it. It's a worthwhile investment. It'll raise your overall quality in general. Why are sketchbook pages rectangular? I don't know. It's a good question. So thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna cut out this stream. Tomorrow's stream will be at what time will tomorrow's stream be? It'll be in the morning. It'll be 12 noon for me, which is 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. I don't know. It'll be 12 noon Thailand time. So basically in 14 hours from now. So I guess 12, 10 a.m. 10 at night, I guess. Shit, I don't know. 10 at night, I guess, for California. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. You can learn more about the challenge at drawwithchris.com, head drawing challenge. Download some free resources. I have a head drawing quick start mini course. And I will see you in tomorrow's stream. So until then, take care.